Let's get the analysis. Iris-Makler, our correspondent in Jerusalem, is standing by, joining us live. Iris, good evening to you. What should we take from Blinken's words?
We should take that the United States is back in this game. This was the first, he was speaking in Ramallah when we last heard him, what you just played there. And this is the first visit by a senior Washington official in 4 years. The historic low that we saw in relations between the Trump administration and Ramallah meant a fall in prestige, certainly, but also funding. It was a very, very, very real falling out. And I think now what Blinken is trying to do, what Biden is trying to do, is to mend fences and to bring the old paradigm back and to see if they can make that work.
So the US standing with Israel?
Standing with Israel and standing with the Palestinians. You know, it was the broker. And what Antony Blinken said was that there was a strong relationship. He reiterated the commitment of the United States to Israel. He said it was a national commitment. It was a personal commitment on Biden's behalf. He had been a supporter of Israel for 50 years. But he went on to say that Israelis and Palestinians equally, he used that word a lot, equally deserve a good life, freedom, democracy, opportunity, dignity, and that all those things should be available to both of them equally. So I think they're back in the game, and it's not the Trump administration view. It's the old Washington view, and that's what they are letting us know. They're also making a huge commitment to Gaza, funding a commitment to rehabilitating it, to funding it, to organising funds from other donor nations. So all of that together, I think, says Washington's back.
Will this help Mahmoud Abbas?
Well, it can't hurt him. He's very weak. He's old. He's weak. He called Blinken Secretary Clinton, in fact. And he is also, you know, the people are, you can see, they've turned against him. And you can see that from a variety of things. I won't go into all of them, but you can see over the past weeks from the Jerusalem protests at Al-Aqsa, where his nominees, people are chanting against them. So he's very much weakened. And perhaps this, and certainly the funding, but also the prestige, will slightly restore his situation. But I have to say that after 14 years in office, perhaps it is time for the election that he has just postponed.
And briefly, Iris, Hassan Nasrallah, leader of Hezbollah up in Lebanon, he's weighed into this affair.
Yes, he has. He spoke tonight and said that that Hamas had changed the equation and that now any attack on Jerusalem would invite a response, and regionally as well. It has to be said that while he was saying that, he acknowledged that he was sick. At times he could barely breathe, he was coughing, and he did look like a man suffering from COVID while he spoke.
Iris-Makler in Jerusalem, thank you as ever very much indeed.